Good morning. Let's see if we have can you guys hear me? Anybody hear me? Great. Okay, thanks. See if we're bottoming here. Bought here, took a little profit. Took it the second time. It's still pretty heavy, but it seems like it's bottoming. We definitely would want it to take out this high in this current move. If it were to go back down to here, that would be bearish. I'm kind of watching the VIX. It really needs to break down a little bit more for this to be a bigger rally. I don't know. I'm not seeing it yet, but we shall see. Seems to be holding in there. Now it seems to give a better push. The high is 52. Feels like the train's leaving the station. All right, took out that high, so next step, if that's the bottom for the day, you'd want to see it retest one more time and hold. Really, you'd want a bigger rally, even up to here. If you're a swing trader or a scale buyer, you'd definitely want to hold. S&P is back up to 77. See how this comes in on the retest. I'll go through the charts. End of the week, so we'll look at the weekly chart. If it closes here, that's definitely starting to show some weakness. Daily chart, that's what we're talking about, where it rolled over, and then it started to roll over and bounce back up. But it looks like it's probably looks like kind of this pattern here. Started to sell off, rally, and then fell apart. So, guess back down to there. Oh, I think it's bouncing for today. That's bouncing off the 4-hour band is probably a good spot. That's why I was looking at buying. Swing trader, longer term trader, you'd be buying like a long term investor, or I would say more swing trader if you're looking to buy at these levels at the band. One hour. Got a little bit of a bounce. Bounce and now retest. Let's look at got our neon, I guess. It's like a black light or something. had a nice move out of the band here. So the long entry is basically the open of this bar or the close of this bar. So pretty nice. Shorting, not yet. Not yet in crude. We had that 1 hour hold and bounced, and then now we hit back to the bottom band again this morning on this sell-off, and it held and bounced back up. But for some reason, that technical price action it's just running out of upward momentum. It's not necessarily bearish yet until either this low or maybe even this low gets taken out. Buy the dips. Let's see on the NASDAQ, this pullback to here should hold. And then the next move up should be to, that's pretty weak though. The first move, 52. The second move, 52.75. This probably should have went to like 56. Gotta watch that one. Dollar bounced off. Let me just go through the spread charts real quick. The S&P is the black line. You could see how we talked about this yesterday, how it was pretty extended. So if you were able to, the spread trade would have been the short, the S&P, which has obviously dropped 30, and then buy the yen, which has gone up about 20. So you made 50 ticks total on that spread trade. Oil looks like it wants to break out. It all depends on the dollar. It's become more, you could see it's an inverse correlation. So dollar up, oil down, dollar up, oil down, dollar up, oil down, and then something happened here. That oil just start taking off. So dollar's rallying, oil's rallying. Change in the market. There's the buyer stepping in. VIX still hasn't really, it's come in mildly. So here's the stock market open. In general, it's up. You probably want to see it break below here to get a really serious rally. We'll see. Going through stocks. We'll start with the NASDAQ, Dow, S&P. They've all kind of stabilized. Now we look in the internals of the market. Apple, Amazon, Cisco, Facebook. What I'm looking for is stocks, tech stocks that are better and more bullish patterns than this one's better than the actual NASDAQ over here. Nothing spectacular. Let's go through the banks. Neutral, slightly, maybe I'd give it slightly bullish. But no screaming bullish divergences. So if you're a swing trader long, you're okay, but really need to get a big push, especially right when you start testing these highs. You want to just keep making higher highs. So 67 would be the this is where doing multiple lots really comes in handy. on these breaks you buy, bought here and bought here. And then you'd like to 56. Kind of fell apart already. You'll notice with the big descending, obviously it's a down day, with the big descending bands, how from the long size, there's either the short squeeze, which sometimes does the almost like a V, and then this kind of rally, if this continues to just drag out, really needs in this move to go up to the top band. If it can't, then this is less bullish. Let's see what the S&P has outperformed the last, I don't know, week or so. I'm sure that has something to do with the oil, though. But
what are you doing?
Were you on mute this whole time?
No, I had to deal with
no problem.
They're leaving for Vegas today, so I had to go take them to breakfast.
Oh, right.
So I apologize. Where are we at? What do we got? Oh, oil, nice little breakout.
Let's go to the charts. Got a kind of big sell-off today. We just bounced off the 4-hour band. It's trying to bottom on the 1 hour. I was just saying how the bounce hasn't been so hot.
Yeah.
Had a little loser here, and then bought here. Little winner, small winner, down a point.
On the Nazi.
This was, yeah, it was. Felt like it was gonna make a new low and in that area.
Yeah.
It's not a very inspiring rally, that's for sure. So I think the bottom's in, but it seems like on these big down days.
What caused the overnight sell-off?
Really was no news that I saw. It wasn't any.
Really?
Greek and sovereign debt in Europe, the spreads have been kind of blowing out lately.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what's going on with that.
Yeah.
I think everyone broke even. I don't know the break even on mine. I maybe didn't hit it fast enough, but this hit to a level and 75. I went to break even and didn't Didn't take the 2 points, which I think it had.
Got it.
Because I'm looking at, it seems like everybody else broke even on that trade. It was up 2 at one point. That was off some of Larry's levels. And then I don't know, crude. Your capital letter Skype, I just kind of threw out the play-by-plays with some of those.
Yeah, I saw that.
With some of these, I mean, obviously below bands, the entry here is just breathtaking. It's like,
So we rolled too, right?
crude next week.
Okay. Thought somebody had mentioned that we rolled.
It's actually the same volume, so I guess so.
Okay.
I'll have to-
When you're on active on T4, it pulls up the June contract.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the June I have active on the chart, and it's at 52 cents, and the June is at 58.02. So
58. Yeah.
so the latter active, it does May still, but looking at the volume, they're the same, so it's definitely rolling. I didn't see the little. Usually they send a little thing, but
Somebody had mentioned it. Somebody had said
yeah, someone said about an email. I didn't. I don't look at email for a while.
Yeah.
Got to trade.
Yeah. So crude's in this high basing pattern. Let's see how it interacts with some of these lows. Had that breakout this morning and kind of seems like it's just hanging out near some of these highs.
Right. I'll show you here's crude in the dollar. Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And then the S&P caught up with the yen this morning. It's a nice spread trade, huh?
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy.
God, I said 50 pips. I'm wrong.
What's
It dropped 30 handles, so it's 120 ticks, and then 20 there.
That's crazy.
So 140 ticks is that spread trade.
Got it.
Not out of the woods yet,
Nope.
Mr. Nazzy.
Not at all. See if this is going to hold here on crude.
Crude,
I'll start seeing it impulse higher here. So.
think it's gonna go on crude?
I don't know. It still doesn't seem like it's convincing itself yet that it's gonna ramp yet.
Well, when it does ramp, it was pretty impressive. So
Yeah, yeah.
like
It's just working itself out over time. It seems like.
you like the black light candle.
Yeah, exactly. You're testing some of these lows from the last little.
Seems pretty controlled, any of the sell-offs, that's for sure.
Yeah. Kind of seems like it's hanging out near some of those. I mean, it's right at those lows. I mean, it's not impulsing higher. It's definitely, going sideways, but it's consolidating. That's for sure. I want to start seeing it bounce higher, not push lower like this.
Right. Same with the Nazi.
Yeah.
Crew's got to take a break, right? I mean, we didn't go through that yet, but
Yeah.
daily, 4 hour. It's a touch extended.
Sure.
So it was that hourly hold the other day with the big spike, and then we held again, and then kind of that effect when the band comes up and hits it, it kind of bumps it up, but
Sure.
kind of gives it a nice, I think, floor.
Yeah.
Hard to see these new candles,
Yeah.
but kind of around 20, 56, 24.
Yeah.
So
No, we've got some buyers down there in that 35 range.
I think you wait for it to hit the band and then take the next blue, right? Should be good for 30 to 50 cents.
You're pretty
Follow
close
the
to the 24, you said, was the band?
20. Yeah, around 20.
Yeah.
Euro's kind of getting going.
That's going to push the dollar
Nas
down, right?
down, right?
Got it.
Seems like the equities have recoupled with the yen.
Yeah. Get pretty close to your buy area.
Some pretty ugly price action on the old equities.
Yeah.
It's kind of a wide spaced bottom here. You had a low retest and then a way over here retest.
Yeah.
It's pretty. Keep your eye on it.
Groove just fell out of bed.
It's back to its old antics.
Seems like it.
Bottom band to top band to bottom band.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Oh, you think you can go to the top band? I don't know. It seems to be losing power. The red bands in the hour are starting to really hook down.
Yeah.
This thing could pull back to 54, and that's barely a correction. Boy, is it super choppy.
Got the NASDAQ retesting these lows here, huh? Same with the S&P.
Yeah. And new low.
Yeah.
No knife catching for me.
Nope.
It's back to that 4-hour band.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh?
Tough spot here for the crude oil.
Why is that?
To get tick that long signal.
Oh, not yet.
We'll see. What are you going to tell me? You're watching the 15-minute chart now?
No. I'm
I'm
looking at the
kidding.
5.
Or the 30-minute?
Nope, looking at the 5. This still seems super heavy.
Equities? Yeah.
Crude, too.
Yeah, I think I'll wait for the next one. I think if you look at crude, I don't know, such strong support in here. But from a technical pattern, if this low were to be taken out, this up move was vicious and pretty much used up all the bull's capital. So I would think if this got taken out in the next day or two, that could be a deeper correction
Yeah.
down to here. The candles looking, they're still off,
Yeah,
but
a little bit. Yeah.
I don't get, it has to do with if it compares it currently and then once it goes into the future and does this comparison, there's an actual, could be a change.
Yeah.
And it'll paint over it. Also seems like whatever the last candle is, the current candle will be.
Yeah.
Almost like it to be neutral.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it was blue and it was cratering. And then it clicked over, so.
Yeah, we'll go over it. If this Nasdaq's going to hold, huh?
Oh, yeah. It's funny, it's like, I guess it's the waning downside momentum, and then as soon as it recoils, it's a whole bunch of candles get wiped out in one candle.
Yeah.
But like we were talking yesterday, that's the 1 minute is pretty much noise. Yeah, I can show you what the internals are going on that paints a candle, but let's look at the 5 minute. The VIX is just hanging out.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to bottom or not. Almost get your 5.
Yeah, exactly.
I think crude gets a little squirrely.
Seems to be.
The last couple days with regards to the volume. 109,000 in May, 114 in June. So now they're both equal before, and now June has surpassed it. So you basically are splitting the volume between two different contracts. So I'm sure a lot of people are long and want to hold. They have to sell the front month, which is the May's, and then buy the June. So that's what sometimes a lot of this, you see it with a spread chart. Yeah, the sell-off might have been that. See, it started to turn blue, and then now it's selling off.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird because the dollar's tanking.
Is it?
Let me see if I switch it out and switch it back. Nope, still stays blue. Mysteries of MetaTrader.
Right?
Drives me batty.
Drives you insane, huh?
Sometimes. Must be some type of oil unwind trade here. Because at the exact same time that it started pushing lower, the dollar started cratering.
Did it?
So, got to remember, a lot of these movements, there are, I guess what I'm referring to, there's arbitrage plays, there's spread trades like we've talked about. So, if you're a $500 million fund and you've got 10 million on in a maybe crude euro spread or something like that, you have to unwind it. You might have to dump 10,000 contracts of crude.
Yeah.
So you'll see it'll look best on this. See the dollar selling off and crude is a 5-minute, and crude is selling off at the same time. It all started right in this bar. So that's probably shows kind of lack of liquidity in the market, I guess.
It's a pretty massive drop on crude.
I would recommend taking the next one, right? Wherever that price ends up being, right? Back down to these lows.
I think that's where we're headed.
They want to test them. I think if it breaks that low, you've got bottom band easy. 54-ish.
If it does what?
If it breaks below here, this recent.
What price is that?
I think if it breaks 81, 55, 81. Going to 54 by Monday, the close. because it's been a wild ride straight up. So you got to
Yeah,
sell sometime to book those profits, right?
exactly.
Especially since the last 8 to 10 months, it's been a little rough being a bull in the old crude oil, except for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, right.
A lot of times you'll see there's these like gravitation areas in the marketplace, and that's a job of the market. Whoever it is, it's usually a bigger fund or firm. They'll press it. They'll say, you know what, if we've got a position on, why not sell a little extra here to get it to try and test here, and if it breaks, then
Yeah.
sweet. So yeah, I don't get that. How all these other candles are right, and then this one comes in here. I don't get it. That's a nice little barely new low in the NASDAQ. Is that it for the day?
Little washout low. Huh?
Yeah, it was pretty weak.
Yeah.
Maybe a third time's a charm on the 1 minute. Oh, one, two, fourth time.
I want to see my candles change the correlation change first
Yeah.
on a five. On a five. Still not convinced this is going higher yet. I mean, it looks like this could be the beginning of a bottom, but we'll see.
Well, look at the last time it did it. It was like down, 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 and then you almost feel like it's going to test that.
Yeah.
You did it once, why not do it again?
Mm-hmm. It's wacky, wacky. And they keep stepping in, whacking it down.
Mm-hmm. Pretty quiet out there.
Big push.
Let's look at the yeah, that thing's dead in the water.
What is?
I'm just looking at some of the IPOs from yesterday. Wow. The 10-year bonds in Germany, the Bund is at 0.05. 0.05. So probably go negative next week.
Yeah, exactly. You got a 5-minute accrued?
Yeah, it's up right now.
Yeah, that's looking
I
more
mean,
constructive.
odds are in 4 minutes you got yourself a buy.
Potential, yeah.
Looking at rig, Exxon, Valero. They're rallying pretty good.
Are they?
Rig isn't, but that's you could see this is Exxon, and on a 5 minute it's been drifting sideways as crude has dropped 60 cents.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a bullish divergence. See if we can get another pullback. Get on the
Crude train?
both NASDAQ and crude. Actually, they have to rally pretty good to get an official. Oh, 04. So 12. Has to trade 20 and close above like 13. In 1 minute,
Yeah.
25 seconds.
It's still at its midpoint, and it's still above the midpoint of the previous, though. So let's see how it holds.
3, 2, 1. Print it. Close exactly at 13.
Yep.
Close enough, I think. I don't know. Crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
They show closing at 12. That's where the precision comes in. I think if you got your calculator out, you'd miss it by a tick.
Yeah.
I guess you wait till the next bar, right? Tick tock, tick tock.
Yeah, you'd want to see it come down and put in a higher low. Come back to the 06 price a little bit more, you know?
Right.
see how it interacts with those lows.
So when I've talked about in the past about like inventory, you'll see that as it came down over here,
Mm-hmm.
it had to get to a certain price level for the buyers to engage. And then now
Yeah.
it's come down to this level, and you could see that the buyers are less enthusiastic this time around.
Yeah.
So unless they start showing me something in this candle, I doubt it's gonna do this ramp fest again. Almost feels like it needs to break that low here and then go.
Seems like that's where it's headed.
You can still do it. Got 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes. Got the It's definitely coming around. That'll be actually the close of this 5 minute, unless it falls apart right here.
Yeah.
It'll be a blue. It'll be a blue arrow buy. Oh, 04. So that's 11, and then so this will be for sure. Oh, there it just went blue. What do you think?
Some volume there. Seems like we bottomed, that's for sure.
Right. Maybe get a little pullback.
But yeah, then you go to your 1 minute and look for entries.
Will do. There it is.
Blue bar. All right, we'll see you guys in the wrap-up call.
Yep. Thanks a lot. Bye.